Well, hello YouTube. Yeah, it's a little down. Or not down, but got a good lean. Not down. Not near what we got coming ahead of us here very, very shortly. Be there tomorrow, maybe might go there, don't know. We're still unknown yet. Be close. Rolling along pretty good. Just about 2 o'clock to about 6, fluffing up on the corn head and fighting that pretty hard. Feeder house change, jumped the cog yesterday. That cost us an hour and 10 minutes, give or take. Getting it back together. I mean, we might have had another semi-load out of here last night. It is what it was. It is what it is. It's a Monday. And it showed it all dang day. It was a dang Monday. There's our wheat. We airflowed and lightly disked back in. So there's it. Yeah. This went down in the hurricane because the roots are yanked over. This was wheat last year, or double crop beans and wheat last year. Chisel plowed, but yeah, it yanked the roots out like the other field did. This is 111.35 DeKalb. There is a itty bitty strip of 64.22 DeKalb where I ran out and was using the open bag I had left just to get rid of it. So there was a little bit of that in here. It's I think I've already based. I still got a little bit of it left, the shell, but it's, let me double check that. But yeah, I ain't got much of it. Yeah, I think I might have already shelled it. Not sure exactly, but I already showed it. This corn, it's his butt showing pretty bad. Even with the brushes are basically, I got a shot. But yeah, I got the deck plates open, just trying to get more crap out. But yeah, probably gonna try and get this one done before lunch, or before grab lunch, because I don't know how this will feed after lunch. The way all this stuff is, just kind of. But yeah, the wind's picking up. You can see it's really kind of blowing around as you look ahead. It may be a lot quicker happening for when that stuff gets really dried out and makes a mess, or makes a slow process. I'll say it that way. Going good. Won't say when we might get done, because yeah, after yesterday's fiasco, I don't know. Last night the guy was leaving was maybe hoping to get one more semi-load. Not sure it was probably going to happen how it was. He was basically just leaving, or just about right in this area, pulling away with a semi, and it just up and died. The two hired guys messed with it. We had the combine and tractor shining on it, trying to figure out something, what could be. Called a guy to have it towed, which was in the field, so it wasn't no big till daylight. To call this guy, so we called him. He called me back. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, I'm going. When I go home, I'm going right by there. I might look at it. The one hired guy just up and touched the fuse box and touched the thing, and he had the key on, and everything fired up and ran. So it unloaded, and I brought it. Berkey's was here looking at trying to remove the stripper plates on the feeder house. Yeah, the bolts are so tight they're not budging, and I pretty well said, well, everybody that I know who does them, they got to cut them out. Well, don't got time for that right now. Got to get stuff done. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, just a piss poor design on Case went with a new feeder chain with this combine, and that's all this thing wants to do is jump cogs. The feeder chain was new last year. Hang on, let me get, and I'll pick you back up. And my complaint, just a big piles of fluff on the corn head. That is not helping matters at all. All that crap going in there, but yeah, it is what it is. Just yeah. A word of the wise, I would never buy a case head, and I will never recommend a case head to anybody. Bought it cheap. Figured out why it was cheap. Told my sales lady yesterday had I got a demo of one, I would never bought one, because we unhooked our gearing Hoff and it went right to this case, picking the same speed we was picking with the gearing Hoff, and just had piles of stalks all over the place. Their theory was, and I remember that when we had the active head, got to get shined up so we'll feed better. Well, it ain't fed better yet in most conditions. They said to add trash knives to it to help with your fluff. I did that 2 years ago. Yeah, that didn't do it. Didn't do nothing. But the savings cost we had to buy this case corn head, that basically took a lot of it out again. And pardon my gearing Hoff just built better. I mean, this basically, I'm hoping to run it next year on knives, another year on knives. But yeah, gearing Hoff, we was 7 or 8 years we were ever putting knives in. And yeah, this one here is, yeah. My only complaint with the gearing Hoff, and neighbor had the exact same thing, exact same row, and we had the same model year head, or same year of corn head, row 7. Don't know, don't get it. Would not take, if it was wet out of a morning, it would basically be plugging up right there at the back of the deck plate. Never did figure it out. And I called gearing Hoff a few times. Good knives, yep, good knives. When we put new knives on it, it still didn't. Then we put the new backer deal on the back of the deck plate, that on too, still didn't. Well, I ended up buying a Calmer kit, was going to put on there, think I'll try this out and see if it ain't the roll or what. Well, we printed it off, so never got a chance to try it. And they did, they traded theirs off as well for another gearing Hoff. They demoed a corn head, a case corn head. Never got that chance. But just the auger don't grab it. And that's what the auger does not grab it. I don't know what it is, but this auger will not grab it. I don't get it. That's my rant. I know my sales lady and the managers heard enough of me ranting about it, but yeah, that's just how I feel. And yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, some guys love case heads. I'm not one of them. Never been a resident of my first one. Now back in the day, we Dad and me always thought, I think it was the 1083 corn head that really chewed stalks up. We always loved that because it seemed like the Massey wasn't ever knife to knife. It was intermeshing, and it just basically laid them on the ground. And we never did like that part of it. But the 1083 we always thought was an excellent head on chewing stalks. Now I did, which then everybody said, I think the 2208, they went to a New Holland design, I think what I had, which is basically the same thing. I mean, there's, yeah, it was basically a gearing Hoff copy, but they done it's not even a halfway job, it's a quarter job of copying it. How the gearing Hoff at least has a safety deal when you're taking the chains off. This one here, you gotta have a two-man job, two people job to get the chains off. I mean, you all preach safety, and then you do something that stupid. I don't get it. Yeah, it's just stupidity. But my rant per case, one of the few, but the wheat deal is still a very, very big rant. You got a product you won't support. My dealer supports it, but the case guys will not do any of assistance. But good corn. The load to town yesterday tested 14 something of this number, so it's dry. But yeah, still doing darn good. This one here, the beans over right across the waterway was darn good too. Our best beans of that variety, because I didn't really care for that variety up around home. But man, this down here it was darn good. But got more rain here, so and that's really rainfall right now is really showing up big. But I mean, when you're above 230 on corn, I mean, I don't really, I got nothing to complain about. I mean, I'll say that. I mean, for the year we had you told me we was going to have 200 bushel corn, I'd have laughed at you because there for a long time I was thinking this is going to be a 12 all over, and I remember my first thing, me and a buddy, we sold corn and good price. Yeah, I think we was in the upper 3s or 4s. I can't remember which one it was, and we both joked about it, and should have bought it back because we didn't fill it. Dad had to fill mine, and yeah, I think it ended up being like $7 off the combine. Yeah, I mean, so we got the rain, and rain came at the right time because yeah, it really helped. I mean, and tremendous test weight. I mean, I'll still say this: test weight's really helping the corn. I mean, had a load of corn. I don't know if I said before that went 64 pounds. And man, that's just yeah. For what year we had, I'd have never said 64-pound test weight corn. Never said that. No way we could have had that. Did. I mean, good quality, can't complain. Who knows? Now just to get her all in the bin and taken care of. We got double crop beans to cut. Don't know when we'll get there. I don't know how dry they would be getting. I mean, they should dry out some. The frost killed them there last week. So they should be getting drier. But they give them a few days. I mean, I know they'll change a lot with this weather for sure. Would be another thing to really make them go. Get lined up with their grain cart, guys. So yeah, that'll be a help. I want you to watch it. But I guess that'll be my update for today. We got probably a day of double crops to cut, give or take. I don't know exactly what it would take us. There's 60 acres and basically 3 fields to cut. And then the balance is like 12 or something in one field. They won't be very good. Deer just rim rack them, so they won't be very good there. But we'll see. Go from there. Who knows? But that's my update. Hopefully we got a good day today. Things stay going and we're good. So chat y'all later.